the relationship between IGL and NVIDIA has been strengthening. We've been working a lot more together. We've been at your guys' Disrupt show, which was fantastic. What we're seeing in the industry, and the reason why we're working so well together, is a need for the ultimate end user experience within desktop virtualization. And what that requires is graphics in the host that can be virtualized to enable multiple amounts of users on that host, but also a fantastic endpoint device. So with the IGL solution, not only could they have a thin client that can support multiple monitors, but they can also have a software thin client to repurpose PCs to be able to provide the ultimate experience. The solution that you guys offer provides full HDX 3D Pro support, so that ultimately just provides a fantastic experience for end users. So the trends in the industry that we're seeing are really about our Windows 10 migration. More and more companies, especially with the end of life happening with Windows 7, are starting to migrate their desktops, be it virtual, physical, to Windows 10. One of the things that we see with extensive testing is that Windows 10 just consumes a lot more GPUs. As we like to say, the world's not getting less graphical. It's getting more graphical with web pages that are leveraging WebGL, with even Office productivity suites using more and more GPU. So that's kind of the first trend, is more GPU usage within all of our applications. So as we see that happening and more people moving to Windows 10, what we have now is a requirement for graphics within our desktop virtualizations. So the typical CPU type desktop host with a bunch of users on it just can't handle it. So we now have got our virtual PC solution that can run over 100 virtual GPUs on a host to provide that graphical experience with not just the high-end users, right? In the past, we've been focused on maybe engineering workloads, SolidWorks, CAD/CAM engineering type things. Now it's for everybody, accelerating everything from YouTube to Office productivity apps, and so that's a big trend that we're seeing. From an endpoint perspective, we're seeing a lot larger monitors. We're seeing a lot more monitors. And so we need endpoint devices, then clients, repurposed PCs that can support those larger monitors, but also be able to support and connect back to that full graphics experience. And that's really where we work so well together, being able to provide that for our users. I joined NVIDIA about 5-6 years ago. So I've been there for quite some time. In the first couple of years at Synergies, the question or the statement we would get is, why is NVIDIA here? People not really understanding the graphical need within desktop virtualization. And the big takeaway for us this year is that we no longer hear that. People are coming up and they're saying, I have M10, I have P4, I have these cards in my solution, it's fantastic, it's a great experience. And so for us, it's been a great show where people just know why we're here, they know what we're offering. We don't have to explain the not just high-end use case, but the every use case. One of the big things, I've been over in your guys' booth, you guys are showing remoted race car driving, from an NVIDIA grid solution. That experience that we're providing our customers together has been another key takeaway, that really it's about a complete solution. It's not just NVIDIA, it's not just Citrix, it really has to be a holistic ecosystem of having everything from the endpoint to even the hardware OEM server vendors, even the hyper-converged server vendors now. And the neat part is that they're all working together and they all support the graphical solutions that now are being required for our end users. So one example that I can bring up that was just a fantastic experience with working together was a joint customer where they were able to repurpose their existing PCs. Some of these were Quadro-based PCs. They were able to repurpose these PCs with your software solution. They were initially thinking of thin clients or other expensive type devices, but they were able to simply use your software, use the NVIDIA Grid software now. It freed up budget for them to have servers with GPUs, and ultimately customers very happy with the overall solution with us working together.